Hello everybody, it's Charlie again, and I'm currently playing Soul Calibur 6. And yeah, this is another replay review in 2024, and just wanted to give you a few reasons as to why you should be playing this one. Other than that, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. What's up guys, how you doing? I am wanting to do a review on basically a game that I recommend to everybody. This game is the best, in my opinion, best weapons 3D game ever made. I didn't start off like everybody else. I think I played part 1 years ago. Never even touched the series again. And then eventually I ended up buying 6, and I don't regret it. It has so much content. As you can see, the gameplay is very fast and fluid. It works really good. It's like, in my opinion, the Tekken of weapons-based 3D games. There isn't many, but this one is the king for sure. And especially this game, I don't know if you noticed, but there is literally every weapon you can think of, and the character matches it perfectly. This is obviously Bruce Lee inspired character of the game. His name is Maxi, which is very familiar face from the original series. But if you look closely, the game is actually enhanced and it is in 4K if you play it on the ps5. And I believe it's at 4K 60, but I'm not really sure if it runs a full 60, because sometimes you may notice there's a bit of motion blur. But overall, this game has really good stages, really good graphics for a game that came out in 2017, I believe. And breakable environments when you hit the ground really hard. Not completely breakable, so don't expect like some crazy shit like you're going through walls. But as you can see, it's a beautiful game to look at. The animations kind of flow perfectly with the weapons, and there isn't anything weird going on because this is a AAA game after all, let's be honest. But there's a few other surprises that are in the game. For one, these characters, some of them know each other, so they talk to each other, which is another cool thing. Every time they do this in fighting games, I love it, you know. But not only do they interact, but when they're doing moves, or when you get to certain story points, they say certain things that will remind you about other Soul Caliburs, which sadly I don't have experience in all of them, unfortunately. But it's something that I'm gonna get into as we go on. But this game I played thoroughly, and I can just give you the perspective of this game, which is a 6-part. And there's also obviously power moves, and also they have this clash thing that they do. I forgot what it's called. It's like a power clash, and you have to press a button before the other person does. I think Injustice kind of did something similar, but I think this game, in my opinion, does it better than Injustice. Okay, this is from a fighting game fan. But yeah, the power moves look really flashy. Right here, our friend here, Killick, is doing some crazy stuff with his staff. Very good weapon if you like long distance range attacks and stuff, just like in real life if you were to use a bow staff. It's not a bow staff, guys, but in America we call it a bow staff. It's just a bow, which over there is a staff. You know what I'm saying? People say bow staff, that's incorrect. But it doesn't matter. The point is that there's also special guest characters like Geralt of Rivia, which you guys have seen. I started playing The Witcher thoroughly, and I've been getting into it. Obviously, I'm gonna go back to the game. I'm just trying to finish other games, but yeah, Geralt in this game fights amazingly. Graphically, like I said, you could see. I don't think it's HDR, but whatever SDR they use, it's really nice. And yeah, Geralt has pretty much his Witcher moves, you know. Basically, he uses both swords depending on what he's doing. There's move for both. His magic is also in the game. And he also has a couple of other things like his kicks and some of his throws. Well, it's not really a throw, but because he still uses a sword, but still, it's really cool to use. And yeah, you can see here, the other thing that's very interesting about it is, just like Virtual Fighter came up with, you could fall out of the arena and that automatically gets you a win, which is not very much like a lot of games. But in these games, you got to be wary of where you're standing, because if you fall off, it's over. But yeah, here's his special move, which is just freaking amazing. It's freaking insane. He uses the Igni, I believe it's called, the fire magic. And yeah, it blows my mind of how actually dramatic it is. There is a voice in the background that may annoy you. I don't know why that voice is playing. I don't know if there's a way to take it off. But after a while, it grows on you, and you don't mind so much. For, I guess, true Soul Calibur fans, which unfortunately I'm not as experienced as those guys. This is not like Tekken for me. I'm not that good at this game. But slowly but surely, if I can get more people to play with, you know. But anyways, here's some of the options on the menus. As you can see, there's a create more battle mode, arcade mode, which is a story. I guess the story is more like the arcade mode. And then there's a mission-based mode. So there's quite a few things to do here. There's also all the music from the original Soul Caliburs. Even Soul Blade music is here, if you guys like that kind of stuff, which is good. They have combat lessons for each character, which will let you basically go through them to learn how to play them. I hate instructional stuff, so I probably won't be using that very much. If you go through here, there's fan art. Well, not fan art, but I guess art for the game. Not sure if it's fan art or not. But it's cool that they included some of this extra stuff because it just prolongs the experience. And there's also encyclopedic information on each character, their story, their backgrounds, and other cool little tidbits that I'm sure true fans of the series will enjoy. There's also dossiers on the characters' weight and height. Some of them are literally unknown, you know. But as you go through them, you see the character models as well. It's just a nice little cool inclusion. There's some additions. I know this game, the first time I heard it, didn't get the best rap on what it was about, but I believe that this is a very good game, guys. I think we're about halfway, so I'm going to just give you my rating. I believe this game is an 8.5 for fighter genre. It didn't get the 9 for just a few things. It feels a little sluggish sometimes, and there's some frame drops that I did notice. But overall, the weapon response, or just the response time when you press the button and you do the prompt, it's pretty good. Yes, the buttons are weird. I believe you can configure them. As you can see, Yoshimitsu from Tekken is here, another guest character. But yeah, it's actually not the same Yoshimitsu, this is the ancestor, but still, it's Yoshimitsu, okay? The point is that the buttons are weird. You hold X to block, which is not normal, right? You're used to the top ones. The top ones do power moves and the clash. And then I believe there's a light and soft attack because it's weapon based. And then there's a kick button, which is circle. This is on the PlayStation, of course. And I just think you get used to it, okay? Just like every other game. They all have their configuration and their differences, but you will get used to it eventually, and you'll find that it's very easy to get into. The problem with it, it's not about getting into it, it's about mastering it. That's where you're going to have an issue because it gets really technical. The blocks at the appropriate time as you're moving, and it makes you feel like you're having a battle of weapons, you know? Obviously, there's other characters like Sophicia, which is this character here. I believe she's part of the classic characters. She's the character models are absolutely gorgeous, guys. So if you've had a problem with games recently putting, you know, not so nice character models, I don't want to get into it. This game does not suffer from that at all. Great jiggle physics, great physics in general, if you know what I mean. But yeah, the moves are pretty you know, consistent with the characters. Yoshimitsu acts like Yoshimitsu. And here's one of my favorite characters as well. Mostly because of her skill with the weapon, of course. They're both really cool. I like Ivy, I think. She might be a original character. I don't know if she was in the first game, but she's pretty awesome. And just the movements and the power moves is going to get you hooked. But you'll notice too that it doesn't work like other fighters. There is certain things that you have to get used to, like sidestepping, kind of like Tekken, but with weapons. So it puts another, you know what I'm saying? Like you could be sidestepping and a weapon could be coming your way. It'll knock you down. And stuff like that. There's another power move, which is pretty cool. Like I said, very dramatic and extravagant overall. But I just love the character models. I don't know how to explain it. You know, I don't want to sound like a pervert or anything. They're just really nice. Like I said, if you play it on the PS5, you do get that 4K, and I believe it tries to target 60. At least it feels like it's targeting 60 for me. And obviously, there's a main character of the game, which Bitsurugi, I think is his name. with the samurai sword. It's usually a samurai guy for these weapon games, just like Samurai Shogun. But Mitsurugi is a pretty good character. I do recommend you guys use him. He doesn't have the free flowiness because he's using a katana, but he hits really hard and his moves seem to work really well. I think, well, he's obviously a mainstay for the game, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, there's just your favorite Soul Calibur. I'm not aware of all the story of where it's gone throughout this whole time, but I do recommend it. Like I said, 8.5. Get your hands on this game. It should be on special. I bought it pretty cheap. I believe it was only about maybe $12. I think it was $11.99 on the PSN. So whenever you see a special on it, it's definitely worth your time. You will not be dissatisfied with this one. And it really packs story parts there. Each character has his own episodes, which I'll show, I guess, towards the end. But yeah, guys, 8.5, it deserves it. And yeah, other than that, I think I'm pretty close to ending it right here. Here's the thing with the characters. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Please like and subscribe when you get a chance. And like I always say, go game.